So what John just mentioned is true just about everywhere. Portfolio management is really the key. And to Ty's question, can we downsize it? Yes, we can. That's the whole purpose of the data standards and the orange button. You know, while we work with large utility scale projects, you have a construction phase and then you have an operations phase. In California, they've rolled out a proposal where they're going to allow on-bill to go up to $5 million. So what on-bill is a way to finance projects. So what I wanted to talk about just a little bit was a conceptual idea that we've thrown out and we've offered to work with and partner with a number of utilities. And a couple of them have actually taken us up on it because it allows us to actually demonstrate how data interoperability might be employed and how we might be able to bring capital down to the commercial and to the residential side along the same format that we do on the utility scale side. So the basic way that on-bill works is that if you are a utility customer, you can borrow money. Currently, these programs are in place, and they're in place in every state. Every state runs their own program. You can borrow money through the utility, and you pay back the loan on your bill. The premise being that if your utility bill as a commercial entity is $10,000 a month, if you put up a big solar array, your utility bill will go down to $1,000 a month. So your loan amount would be $9,000, meaning your utility bill would go from $10,000 to $10,000. The only difference is, depending on the payback period, after a couple of years, your utility bill would be $1,000 and you own your solar facility. What's important to recognize in California is that we've passed various laws, SB 350, that says we must get to 50% renewable, but the last one was SB 1, which says every new facility has to have solar. Well, at the end of the day, the confidence of a homeowner or a commercial to hire a solar installer is going to be challenged because there's so much demand for solar installers that you can believe that the startups will likely have an opportunity that they might otherwise not have gotten. And quite a number of them will get ahead of their skis and default and expose the consumer to a defaulting contractor. So if we're going to truly respond to the California's demand that we get 100% renewable, we've got to find a way to make the contractor, the small business, and this is what we've been talking to Doug about, if the small business can be tracked and monitored and we can effectively handle the information and we issue electronic bonds, we can work with the smallest contractors and deliver an ability to write a bond for a solar installer so that that commercial person can know what he's doing. But that means we have to be able to communicate with utility that's collecting the money, not only for the origination, but also the ongoing, because the borrower can get a utility guarantee bond from a surety. And the utility guarantee bond has the XBRL tags in it, so that the borrower, when they go to PG&E or Southern California Edison or Con Edison, and they apply for on-bill financing, they're applying using the data elements of XBRL, which means all the trading partners, the insurance company that wrote the bond, the insurance broker, the utility, the contractor system, they're all using the same name, address, phone number, the data fields that allow the efficiency of portfolio management to where we can issue surety bonds to hundreds, thousands of utility customers. And when that customer comes in and says, I'd like to have a utility guarantee bond for my loan that I'm taking out. And remember, PG&E is just one in California that's working with the state. The state has raised the limit to $5 million per project. That is a pretty sizable commercial project. And so if we work, this is one that we've been talking to Andreas about and I write papers on, if we can get an ecosystem that basically uses and leverages the on-bill opportunity, then what we've created is an opportunity to innovate, and we can create a situation where the solar installers can actively compete for projects because they themselves can get a bond, and we streamline the bonding process so that when those do fail, and there will be failures, the surety can quickly come in and remedy it. There'll be plenty of positive contractors that'll produce a premium that cover the losses. That's the intention of surety, which means borrowers would be able to have security, and the borrower is not even knowing that it's being XBRL that is enabling the portfolio management. The surety company that's writing utility guarantee bonds are using the XBRL standard. The contractor that wrote the bond, we're using the contractor's XBRL standards. So XBRL could literally help any state or anybody implement an on-bill program like having everybody centralized around the utility system. And at the end of the day, it's a construction phase and an operation phase. It doesn't matter if it's a $10,000 carport under on-bill or a $100 million utility scale. We track the construction, we track the performance, using the same data standards, allowing Orange Button to get down to 10,000 or up to 100 million, no problem. But it goes back to, if you want to get the money, this is the process to get the money, whether it be on bill or whether or not be to Wells Fargo or JP Morgan or any private investors. And that is going back to the capital markets. And so our next speaker has been working in the capital markets and working to streamline the data reporting of the financial markets so that we can indeed provide not only impact investing, but improve risk management and the bigger picture of efficiency throughout the ecosystem, particularly the financial markets. So I'd like to bring up Alfred Berkeley for our final speaker, and then it'll be lunch.